What's up, Joe here, Profit First Reseller, here in my garage, Ty Lopez style. And I just wanted to show you what I've been up to today. Basically, all these boxes, this stack, everything back here, and then everything on this shelf I've listed today. It has been quite a day. It's only 2 p.m. and I woke up and just got at it. So basically, I was pulling inventory off of these shelves, bringing them upstairs, processing them, and then anything large, like all of these boxes, I was only packing big stuff today. Because as I've talked about before, when I have a lot of inventory coming in, the way that I make room is I focus a big listing day on just the biggest stuff that I could find. So today I listed every guitar, hero guitar. I also listed all of these guitars over here in this bin. I just don't pre-box those. Everything else I pre-box. And so all this big stuff, steering wheels, pedals, any of these big guitar or gaming accessories, I tend to pack them up in these boxes. And I pre-packed, I don't know, at least 50, 60 boxes, plus lots more listings today. Just give you a little bit of a, just a look at kind of what my morning looks like. I haven't had a good solid listing day like this in a while, so very happy to be off and running. And like I said, it's only 2 p.m. I have some quality time scheduled at 3 with my wife. We've decided 3 p.m. is our time for therapy, which means really just the kids need to leave us alone for an hour so we can get some adult time in. And I'm gonna get back to some more listing and maybe some processing of some Wii remotes, and we're gonna talk about some comments. So I'll see you in a minute. All right, we're back here. I've got these Wii remotes. I've got the rest of these Wii remotes in a bin. I've decided that is my project for the next hour or so, or at least 35 minutes until I'm gonna hang out with my wife for a little bit and probably do some yoga or something. I don't know, I think we just realized we kind of got away from that core of just the two of us, like spending quality time when we're not exhausted, We do have time together after the kids go to bed late at night, but at that point, one or both of us is usually pretty exhausted. And so I think setting aside some time for, the board of this family, of this household, we are the decision makers after all, and it's just important to get on the same page. I think we're going to be talking about birthday plans and that kind of stuff. So anyway, I'll get to some comments here and have y'all, really y'all are just keeping me company with your comments here in the YouTube channel while I'm doing some of the most monotonous work in my business. So I appreciate you. Thank you for keeping me company here in the business. Let's see. Wolf's Riffs said, love the vibes, brother. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, and I was talking about Wayne Storage Co., who's one of my new favorite YouTube content creators. He's awesome, dude. The kid is crushing it. And I think he just hit $1,000 a day on eBay, or at least for a week. He had a $7,000 week. And that's rare. You don't see that kind of reselling very often. And he's putting in the work. I mean, he said he's doing 7 days a week and maybe 13 to 15 hours a day some days. So that is serious. It's a serious sacrifice, and he's seeing the results. So that's pretty cool to see, pretty encouraging. I love seeing that. It fires me up. So check out Wayne Storage Co. on YouTube. He's awesome. I think he's going to show up here in the comments. He's been commenting here on this channel, which is just so cool. So cool. So this is in relation to me pretty soon in the next couple of weeks going to DC to talk with some eBay execs and hopefully also some people in the government. I have no idea how or who, but I'm part of this eBay government relations program, and we're going to be talking about hopefully some of the ways that companies abuse the VERO program under the guise of protecting their brand. And so JW Jitsu says, so I've spent a career in law enforcement and tend to see things through that lens. My first thought some time ago on the ongoing VERO debate was the introduction/implementation of some sort of equivalent to the criminal charge for filing a false police report. Not necessarily a criminal charge, but perhaps a monetary penalty for an entity that falsely reports a listing. If the spirit of the program is to prevent counterfeit listings, etc., and it's often, maybe even primarily used to limit competition, I wonder if a mechanism to prevent a blanket keyword search and indiscriminate reporting of every resulting listing might deter a bit. Wow, so insightful, right? I want to finish this comment here. If the burden of proof is placed on the reporting party, which should be no difficult task when reporting actual counterfeits with clearly written and enforced consequences for broad reportings on false grounds, companies may dial it back a bit. I'm no eBay or VERO expert, and I'm very likely behind on the discussion, but similar processes are effective in other arenas. Just a thought. Well, I think that is an incredibly thought-provoking thought. Very interesting. And like, yeah, definitely something that I'm going to be bringing up, I think, in these meetings. I think I might even save this exact comment that you wrote. I think it's just so well written. And I love the fact that you are coming from a background in law enforcement. And so that makes all the sense in the world. And as far as I know, there's no penalty currently for if a company were to falsely accuse someone of selling counterfeits when in fact the item is real. I don't think there's any way for eBay or the seller to get any kind of recompense or anything, right? I think the companies are allowed to claim that. And I think one of the problems that makes this kind of messy is, as far as I know, no one except the company themselves can actually officially determine whether an item is fake or not. You have to trust the company itself, because I think it includes, or it involves, trade secrets in some ways where there's no third party. I mean, there are third party authentication services, but I don't believe that they're endorsed by the companies themselves. I don't know exactly how that works, but from what I understand, the companies don't share with anyone what they actually check in order to verify that items are authentic. That would kind of be showing their hand in the whole cat and mouse game between the companies and the counterfeiters. And that does make sense, but it's hard to prove that a company is falsely claiming that an item is counterfeit. I don't know how that would go about, but I find that very thought-provoking. So thank you so much, JW Jitsu. I believe a new commenter here on the channel, but so interesting. Thank you so much. Yeah. Wow. Mr. Exquisite says, I love when you read the comments. Thank you, man. The Sourcing Brunette, thank you so much for your detailed and honest reply. I didn't really know if you would manage to reply, never mind reply in a video. You made my day, thanks. Oh, that's so cool. No, I love replying to these comments on video. And I can tend to procrastinate sometimes replying in the comments, although I do try to reply to every comment. I am behind. If I haven't replied to your comment, the intention is still there. But yeah, thank you so much, The Sourcing Brunette. Pico, Process Independent Trading Co. says, hey Joe, I have a question with the out of stock option. Do you leave that on, and how does it affect the listing if out of stock for a month or longer? Don't it make the listing stale, etc.? And I guess you don't end and sell similar any listings, because this would also lose history, etc. Am I correct? That it's best to just leave your listings to auto relist when eBay does it if you have the out of stock feature on. Yeah, so personally, I don't do any of that stuff. I don't do the end and sell similar. Hardly ever. Because I do think that the history on your listing is way more valuable, usually, than refreshing an item with a new listing. And I think it might just be due simply to the fact that sometimes buyers sort by newest, and that allows your item to show up there. And some people have save searches for items, only show up for new items, and it gets assigned a new item number. And that only happens when you end and sell similar. So, and even eBay has admitted that end and sell similar does work in some ways. I don't necessarily recommend it, but I don't have anything against it necessarily. I just don't think it's the best use of my time. I did notice I listed a whole bunch of guitars right before I left on vacation, and those listings did not really have the momentum that I would have expected. And I wonder if it was because going on vacation mode didn't really give those listings the boost they would have otherwise gotten. So I did end and sell similar, like 50 items this morning, just using the desktop site. You can do that stuff in bulk. And I also repriced a few of them. And hopefully, I actually have already seen a couple of those moving in more in the style that I would have expected now that my store is fully open. Whereas before I listed those and then pretty quickly, I think the same day, put my store on vacation mode. And that's just not a great way to promote an item like that, or even to show the algorithm that people want to buy it. So I'm not against gaming the algorithm when I feel like it makes sense, but I do think that for the most part, my time's just better spent processing and listing new, fresh, quality items. But if I do need to revise a listing, like I said, I was changing the prices on some of those. Yeah, so I leave it on. Yeah, and so yeah, if you have a previous sale on an item, I think that is maybe just as effective at increasing your sales, if not more, when it comes to, versus end and sell similar. But I'm not against either one. But if you end and sell similar, you will lose that sales history, of course. Rack 985 says, do you have any Scandinavian heritage? Nice video as always. I don't think so. My dad's side is Croatian, and my mom's side is English, and I think maybe some German as well. So Croatian is kind of the kind of strong cultural heritage that we've carried down from my dad's side, but not necessarily Scandinavian. But interesting that you ask. I wonder, why do you ask? I'm curious. I'll have to ask in the comments here. The gamer BF5WM says, sadly can't use eBay since they can't seem to authenticate that my bank account is actually my bank account. So they just hold all my money. Ah, that's unfortunate. I'm so sorry, man. I would recommend just calling. And if the sales rep is not helpful, just hang up and call again until you find somebody that's willing to take the time to help you. But I've had a lot of success just calling eBay with those more complicated problems. And sometimes you have to go online and continue to go through their automated chat service until eventually they'll offer you an option that says call me, and then they'll call you on the phone and you can get a hold of a real person. And that's what I'd recommend. All right, I need to go check something in the oven real quick, so I will be right back. All right, we're back here. Forgot to set my phone to recording. It'll be a little bit delayed. That should pop up sometime. Anyway, thank you for joining me for this. This is so fun. I love reading these comments. I just appreciate the feedback. It's been fun to have a bunch of eyes into my business. Like almost no one has seen in real life. I've showed this like eBay room to like my parents and a couple friends who like were like visiting, right? But like it's just, it's almost like such an intimate part of my life that I'm just like sharing with people online. It's kind of interesting, but it's been helpful. It really has been. Let's see. Pitco again, right on. Pitco says, Joe, thanks for reading comments. I love your energy and motivation. And if ever anyone needs that motivation, they should just put on one of your videos. That will really motivate you and get you going. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. Oh, it's a circle because this is actually motivating me to keep going as well with some of the work that I don't necessarily love. So thank you. Thank you for joining me on this journey here. Gray Ghost 9774 says, I love your perspective and passion. Oh, thank you. Aiden Couts or Aiden Coots? I don't know how to pronounce that. But really cool icon there. I love that. Yeah, 371 subscribers. Cool. Are you a content creator? No. Cool. Really cool. Anyway, thank you, Aiden. Great video, Joe. You've been a great help with me starting my reselling business in the UK. Right on. Yeah, cool. So you are a reseller, though. Love that. Right on. Well, if you ever do start sharing on YouTube, please do let me know, Aiden. Right on. That's so nice. That Daydreams 1156 says, I can't wait to replace doctors with AI. At least AI won't give you a prescription and send you out the door. Well, what's cool is it's already here. I have had like an hour-long or multiple long discussions with AI about my health concerns, and it's really helped direct me. I've asked what to expect with pricing, and it's been pretty right on, even when doctors themselves won't even give me a ballpark with pricing. I'm able to kind of discuss that stuff with ChatGPT, and often it's right on. So you can take all the time you need with an AI, and it might even be able to cite sources, show you the safety and efficacy of different procedures or medications you're considering. I really would consider recommending it to almost anybody at this point. I think it's just to put in your symptoms, put in maybe the procedures that you're looking at and any risk factors. You can even ask stuff that like, I don't know, you don't know what you don't know, but you can ask, is there anything I don't know or I should be concerned about or any long-term side effects? Or you can ask that kind of stuff and it's able to go out and look at both user-reported stuff online and also medical journals, anything that's posted publicly. So that's pretty cool. It already is there, but yeah, there is that human component that can be frustrating in medicine, but I don't know. I think there's a good side of the humanity as well. Wayne Storage Co. Again, one of my new favorite YouTubers. You got to check this guy out. Wayne Storage Co. Now up to 1.33K subscribers, up from yesterday, almost 100 subscribers, rocking. Yeah, he's crushing it. He says, you're awesome. Keep progressing. I think eBay always by far will exceed all markets for used electronics. It'll only keep growing. Yeah, thank you, man. I totally agree. At least for now, I just don't even see any competition. Even for used video games, it just seems like eBay is the spot. So we're pretty lucky right now. We're able to concentrate so much of the search traffic, the relevant search traffic of buyers who have credit cards ready to buy stuff. You're on eBay. Just keep it simple. So Wayne, you're crushing it. I was just telling my wife about you today. You just hit $1,000 a day over the course of a week. You did a $7,000 week. So congrats, bro. You are crushing it. That is so cool. Stavalka says, that's my boy, the Wayne kid. I don't know if that's literally your kid, or are you just saying like he's like on your side? I don't know if that's actually Wayne's mom or not. I doubt it. If it is, that's even better. But yes, Wayne seems great, man. So great. Maybe it is actually his mom. I don't know if his mom would have called him the Wayne kid. But anyway. MSG's Treasures says, this autoplayed while I was taking pictures, switching to only shoes and clothes over a year ago. Been thinking about selling everything again. Needed to hear to not change my strategy because it's working. It hasn't been working because I went out of town for 3 weeks. LOL. Yeah, there you go. Sometimes you just got to keep at it. Just got to keep doing what works. You found a place that has inventory. Yeah, it starts to get boring. Like even success gets boring after a while. That doesn't mean you should stop doing it. It means you should seek novelty elsewhere and keep hammering where you find profit, because profit and success in business is rare. Most small businesses fail, right? I think we got to be really honest and sober about that. And just if you see an opportunity, you got to take it. I mean, this is how we're feeding our family. This is how I'm fighting for survival, really. Like in this modern world, financial security goes a long way. Medical care, food, shelter, all of it. So I really see this as kind of like a long-term fight for survival. Just winning on eBay if I can. So MSG's Treasures also says, I write off my YouTube Premium subscription. It's education expense. Yeah, right on. Yeah, exactly. I love that. And I think we are at the end of the comments, and I think the food in the oven is now ready. And this has been fun. Thank you. This will be a short video today. I'm going to keep making them though. I'm just trying to keep the muscle warm of just creating content here. So thank you so much. I'll see you in the comment section. Until next time, this is Joe, Profit First Reseller. Peace.